Hello guys, you are watching another design video on the Field Gamers channel, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys floor designs in the game of Minecraft. Now, like I said in all my other design videos, if you comment in the description or in the comments below and you let me know some cool design videos that you would like me to do and I end up using it, I will mention your name in the video that I am making. So for this video, I got this idea from Slade Wilson. I'll include the link to his YouTube channel in the description of this video. If you want me to do a little shout out for you guys, I'll give you credit. Just comment in the comments below. Give me some ideas on what you would like me to do for design videos, and if I like your idea, I will say your name. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll try to run through these as quickly as I can. I've got a lot of floor designs for you guys. So here, the first one is just regular quart blocks. And one of the most recent updates, they came out with quart blocks, and I think that they work really well for like modern flooring. So this is just basic quart block flooring. Right here, this is the pillar quart block, and what I've done is they work pretty much the same as wood logs. If you place them sideways, you can actually see that the lines go in the direction that you place them. So I basically place them all in opposite directions, and it makes this really cool checkery looking pattern, and I thought it looked really cool. It meshed really well. Makes a good, usually kitchen floor kind of design. I actually did use that in my last kitchen video design. I used this type of flooring. I think it looks really good. You can also use, this is also the pillar quart blocks, and if you place them just straight down, it kind of gives this, you can kind of see, it's very faint, it's very faded, but it's like a square. It kind of like does a little design, like a little, I don't know what you call it, like a bunch of squares going down to a small square. And then you can also use this other design. I forget what this type of quart block is called, but basically the top, it's one of the other options. If you go into your blocks, you'll see it. And basically the top of this quart block, it actually looks like a tile floor. It makes it into 4 tiny tiles within each block, so it actually looks like a tile flooring. So depending on how what room, if you're doing a kitchen, this one would also work really well, or in any room that you want tile flooring, that would work well. So that's basically all I have for I used a lot of for the quart block designs. So let's go ahead and move on. For these next two, I just used the green color wool here and the blue color wool here, and I actually used the emerald blocks to kind of mix in with the green wool, and I used the diamond blocks to mix in with this blue cyan colored wool, and then basically it just kind of creates this cool checkery look. And you can use that for kitchens. You can use that for just your living room floor if you want a checkery look in your living room floor. You can use it for like a patio. I mean, honestly, I think it would probably be better for a kitchen. Anything that's checkery usually works better for a kitchen, just because it looks like tiles, which you would usually see in a kitchen. But you can use it for any room that you really want to. It's up to you. And then basically this one I did another checkered look. I used the quart blocks, and then in between the checkered of the checkered pattern of the quart blocks, I just put glass, and below the glass is lava. So it actually it looks really cool. It actually lights up the entire room, so you don't actually have to have lighting because you'll have the lava. And it looks really cool because as you walk on the floor, you can look down and see this lava. And as long as you don't have any flammable material on the walls, hopefully your house won't burn down. So you just got to make sure you design your house so that you're not using any flammable materials that are close to the lava flooring. And then I did basically the same thing, quart blocks, but I just used ice, and I think it looks really cool because you can actually kind of see through, and there's dirt underneath this ice, but you could use like maybe a black colored wool underneath the ice so that so that it looks like a black and white checkered, but the black is underneath an ice coating. Or you could use any other type of block. It doesn't have to stay like dirt, because the dirt probably doesn't look as good as it would if it was a different type of block. But yeah, so that's always an option. Then what I did is I came up with some wooden designs, and I'll go ahead and start with this one right here. This is the same that I did with the pillar quart blocks, except with the wood, just the regular wood. And if you place them, the wood logs sideways in opposite directions, it makes this really cool checkery pattern. So maybe like in a log cabin or in a wooden house, you could use this type of flooring. Right here, this is what I did right here, and I don't know, it kind of works better if you have like a hallway or something. But basically for this floor I just use stairs, and once you're actually on top of it you won't fall in between the cracks. So it just kind of gives it the floor a little bit of depth if that's what you're looking for. And then basically on the side you just place the stairs sideways like this, and then it creates this this closed off, so it like there's rows of depth where that is created by the stair pieces. And I don't know, it kind of looks kind of silly, but I feel like if you used it in an actual room, maybe if you were doing like a really long hallway, you could make like a floor like this, and I think it might actually look really cool. But that's up to you. It's always just an option. If you don't like it, you don't have to use it. But here's two more wooden designs. This one I tried to just mix, a checkered look, but I used all the wood pieces, so I just kind of kept them all in this pattern, which you can see right here. So I used all the wood, and it kind of actually looks really cool. It gives the flooring a more of a quilty kind of look, a wooden / quilty look, because it has like a variety of colors checkered in with each other. So you can always use that, or if you want to use a different type of checkered look, you can make the checkered like basically long, so it's not just like a regular square checkered look. This one I just used, it's like a 1x2, 1x2, 1x2. Obviously I ran out of room over here. But basically if you just kept that pattern, and you could do that with, wool, you could do that with any color you want. Obviously I didn't mix and match like every type of wool block, because I mean anybody can do that. But at least you know that is an option. You can use this kind of design for any other type of wool or different kind of block if you want to. And then over here, this is just a glass flooring, and basically in one of my bedroom designs, what I did, and I did that in a previous video, you can watch that video, but it was my modern bedroom design, and one of my modern bedroom designs, I made the entire floor of glass, and underneath the glass I had water, and it looked like this, except I didn't have dirt. Obviously you would replace the dirt with like maybe a quart block, so that underneath the water is like a nice white clear color. But yeah, basically it actually does make your room look really cool. It's more of a modern thing. I haven't actually used lava underneath my flooring, but I think this would be cool too if you just had like a floor with glass above the lava. That way, and then you obviously would have your furniture, and I think it would just look really cool having lava and having all that that light coming up from the floor. So that would solve your light problems and everything. And I just think it would look really cool. It'd look different, because a lot of people, you want your floors to look different than other people's. And, you don't see this a lot. So I think something like this would look really cool in a house. For a living room, for a bedroom, for a kitchen, anything you want. But over here, I just decided to use, this is actually really different. I'm still not really sure if I like it 100%. I just wanted to put the idea out there because it is kind of cool looking. But for both of these designs right here, I used a different color type of fence. This is just a regular fence to my right, and to the left is a nether brick fence, and then different types of pressure plates. So you can walk on it. Obviously it's going to make the pressure plate sound as you're walking across it, which could get annoying if you have like if you're walking around a house and you keep hearing the clicking of the pressure plate. That could get annoying. So if that might not be the path that you want to take, but I think it looks kind of cool. And depending on what the room looks like, you also will be, while you're standing on the floor, you'll be able to see through the cracks, and it kind of adds a little bit of depth, a little bit of that way, so the room isn't so boring. If you have like depth in the flooring, it like distracts your eye a little bit, so that the room actually looks unique just from the floor itself. So obviously you can't use this design if you want to put furniture down, because you can't put furniture down on top of a pressure plate, so you would have to work around it. I mean, I guess you could replace some of the pressure plates in the areas that you want to actually put the furniture. That would always work, but you just have to be creative, and it would probably work really well if you did it the correct way. And then over here, these other 4 designs, before we move over to the other side, I just used different blocks that I thought would look cool. So right here, this is just a bunch of furnaces placed down. So yeah, you can't even tell they're furnaces from the top. It just creates a different texture, because you don't have any texture that looks like this. Just something different, because a lot of people, have the same floorings. If somebody is playing on your server, or somebody's playing in your area, and they see something like this, they might look at it and go, what material is that? They'll be stumped. They won't know what material it is, and then they'll realize, oh, it's a furnace. And people don't realize you can use stuff like that for flooring, but it does make it look like a really cool texture. And then over here, obviously this is just a bunch of crafting tables placed together. I thought it looked cool. Obviously it's simple, not a lot of work. Didn't have to really work to make a design with this, but it's kind of like it designed itself. Putting a bunch of crafting tables next to each other makes it look like a cool little tile floor. So you can always use that. This one right here are note blocks, and in this texture pack it looks really cool. Other texture packs, it might not look as that well, but you just gotta kind of mess around with it. But in this texture pack, I think it looks really cool. You can use this as like a rug. Maybe you have a different type of flooring, but you want to use this as like a rug because it kind of looks like a quilted, ruggy kind of look. So if you wanted to, you could use this as a rug, make it like a 2x4 rug or a 2x3 rug or something in whatever room that you're building. But I do like this material in this texture pack. Obviously, you can download my texture pack in the description below if you want to use, this exact texture pack, because everything looks a specific way in this texture pack. But in other texture packs, it's probably going to look pretty cool too. Either way, it's going to look unique, and that's basically what I'm trying to get at. Right here, these are the what do you call them? I forget what they're called. Let me look. It's gonna bug me if I don't know, but it's the anvils. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. Yeah, so these are anvils, and basically what I've done is put them in different directions so that it kind of creates this really cool checkery look. And underneath them, I have gray wool, the dark gray wool, which is basically the same color as the anvils. And honestly, I think this is probably, of all the designs I've made, this one is actually really cool. With a wall next to it and everything, it'll be more closed in, it'll look a little better. And I don't know, I think it looks really cool because you can walk across it. It's just like a normal floor. It doesn't like, you don't like bump up and down like you're walking like on a bunch of half slabs. Like if I walk up this, I bump up and down because it's different level. This right here, you can't tell that there's cracks in between it, and it just creates a really cool design. I've never ever seen this. So go ahead and be the first one to do something like this. I think I'll probably end up using this in one of my future designs because I like that. I just came up with it randomly and I thought it looked really cool. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on over here. We have another section of flooring that we can go over. And I'll try to go through this a little quicker. This, I just used TNT. So obviously the top of TNT has a different look than all the other ones. It kind of has like a wooden look, kind of. And it kind of looks cool. So if you wanted to use the tops of TNT, you just gotta be careful that you don't have any switches or anything next to them, because if you actually flick a light switch and set off the TNT, you might blow up your entire house, which would be really bad. So you gotta be careful with this design. It's definitely a risky design, but it does look cool from the top. And then this one is one of the newer redstone blocks. It creates a really cool tile floor. A lot of red little tiles. So obviously a lot of flooring. I've done a lot of checkered looks. This one right here basically did the job for me, created this checkered look, and I really like it. And you can use this for a lot of different things, but it also works really well for floors. So I've actually used this a few times for walls, flooring, shelving, a lot of different things, just because it's a new feature that Minecraft has. So why not use it? Right over here, I've used these iron blocks, and in this texture pack, the iron blocks kind of have like it looks like there's a bunch of bolts surrounding a block of iron, and I just mixed in some light gray wool to make a cool little checkered look. So you can do something like that, or you can mix like the gold blocks with the iron blocks and get a cool look like that. Or if you want to just make like, let's say you have like a lab you're building, you're trying to build like an underground basement lab in your house or something of that kind of sort. And you want to make a lab, and you want the floor to look really metallic, really like, kind of like this, like there's nuts and bolts coming out of the thing. Having a straight iron floor would probably look really cool. But obviously it would have to be a very specific type of room for that to look right. If you did this in like a living room or kitchen, it would look really goofy, to be quite honest. Like it wouldn't make sense. So it just depends on what kind of room you're making. But these right here, these are the daylight sensors. These are actually used to, you know, with redstone, when it's daytime, it creates a redstone current. And if you just put a bunch of them next to each other, it kind of creates a really cool floor. I like this. I think it looks really cool and unique. But yeah, it just kind of looks, it's kind of like a glassy, glossy look. So maybe for a kitchen, that would be a cool design. For the next one, give me a second. I've mixed diamond blocks with emerald blocks to kind of give another checkered pattern floor. A lot of times you just be creative. Mixing blocks together in a checkered like pattern usually makes a lot of cool designs like the one you see here. So yeah, obviously this looks kind of cool. If you're in survival mode though, it's really hard to obtain emerald and diamond, so this might not be the option to go if you're in a survival mode server, because it's just impossible to create a flooring with this. And I'm assuming your room's going to be bigger than just 5x5, so again, that would be really hard to get all that material. So that's just more of a creative mode server thing. This right here is a lamp. Yeah, this is the lamp. So they're lamp posts or whatever you call them. And as long as you don't have redstone currents underneath them, they won't be turned on, which means that they'll just, you know, they look like a really cool floor design. I think it looks really cool. You could also use them for like maybe like a church floor, because a lot of times churches have really like I don't know what the word I'm trying to use, like gothic, gaudy type of designs. So this kind of looks really gothic-y, gaudy, you know, over I don't know what the word is I'm trying to use, but over designed. There's a lot of extra detail in there. So yeah, I think that would look good maybe for a church. Over here, again, these are just quart blocks, but I've decided to put pressure plates on top of it, so it looks like a wooden floor with like white cracks in between the tile wood. So it kind of looks cool. And then over here, same thing. It's like a stone floor with like white in between the cracks. So I think that looks cool. But again, if you're walking on it, it'll create the pressure plate noise, which could get annoying. So that's, you know, it's a hit and miss depending on whether or not you like that or not. This one right here, I just used the what do you call them? They're like the stone fence things. It's actually not as new, but it's kind of fairly new, newer than everything else. And I just put them together. Had some light gray wool underneath it, and from the top, you can, you know, you're walking on it just like normal, and it kind of adds a little depth. I'm not really sure if I really like this, but it's definitely different. Maybe if you wanted to use this for, like, I don't know, you could put lava under it maybe to make it look cool. I don't know, there's a lot of cool things, but you can definitely walk on it, and it's just like a regular floor, so it's something you can play around with if you want to. Right here, I decided to use a hopper, one of the new redstone updates. It's the hopper. So basically, from the top, you don't actually fall into the hopper, but it actually kind of looks like a really cool checkeredy pattern with detail in it, and it looks like as you move to and from, the checkeredy pattern like kind of goes away. Obviously, it's supposed to create the illusion that there's a hopper that you can actually go into, and in this scenario, if you had a floor made of hoppers like this, it would look cool. And if you ever threw an item on the ground, the floor would like suck up the item, because that's what a hopper does. It basically sucks in any items that fall into it, and it transfers it somewhere else. So that'd be kind of cool. It's a hit and miss. If you don't like it, you don't like it. This one I just used the what do you call them, for potion making. The again, I don't remember what they're called, so I'm gonna look it up real quick. The cauldron. Yeah, the cauldron. And I just filled it up with water, and it actually looks cool because from the top it looks like a checkeredy pattern. It looks like there is like stone outline tiles with like a piece of glass with water that goes in between the tiles. So it actually kind of looks cool because you can't actually fall into it. I think maybe if you so if you really try, you can actually fall right into it. But if you're just walking across it really quickly, you're not going to fall in. So it kind of looks like maybe those are glass panels with water underneath, which I think looks really cool. And then over here, these are the lapis lazuli blocks. Just a regular block, makes for good tiles. I also used the cakes. I think this actually looks really silly. I personally probably wouldn't use it, but I did want to show you this idea just in case you do want to use it. But it's just a bunch of cakes placed next to each other, and you know, as a floor, it kind of looks maybe like if you were making some sort of girly room and you wanted like a different girly looking floor design. Put a bunch of cakes down, and it kind of looks like a girly looking checkered pattern. So yeah, I mean, I think it looks kind of unique. And maybe if you were making like a girl's bedroom or something, that would actually work really well. And now that I think about it, if you were making a girl's bedroom, I would actually probably use that for the flooring design. We got 4 more left. Sorry, it's taking a little bit longer than I thought. These are just the new, again, I forget the name of it. Let's look up the name so you know what it is. The Nether Quartz ore. So just the ore block. This is like maybe if you're making something in the Nether. Not a lot of people build in the Nether, but if you were, you could use this for the flooring. Or you can mix the netherrack blocks with the what do you call them? Crap, I don't remember what it's called. The soul sand. That's right. So mixing those together makes like a cool checkery pattern. So I don't know. It's something different, especially if you're working in the Nether. You need something that goes with the environment around you, so that would actually probably work well. I mean, you can also use it in the, you know, a regular environment up above the Nether, if you have a certain room that you want it to look like darker or cavey or, you know, nethery looking. You can use this kind of design. You can also use this is just sandstone, and this is obsidian. I actually do like obsidian when I'm using the floor designs. It gives a really cool, it's just a different texture, especially in this texture pack. It looks really cool. So if you want to use obsidian and mix any other type of block in there with it, I think usually obsidian mixes well. It mixes pretty well with most materials. So if you want to mess around with obsidian, I think that you know, looks really good. And then the last one, this is just the chiseled stone block. It's like you can find them in like ancient buildings that are like natural ancient buildings on some of the servers that you play on. And I don't know, it just kind of gives a little bit more texture to the flooring so that it's not just, you know, plain stone. I mean, I think it looks kind of cool. It would only work maybe if you were building a temple or something that looks ancient and you need like an ancient looking floor, or maybe a castle. Something like that would work for a castle flooring. But yeah, you just pretty much have to figure out you know, what you want to use it for depending on what type of building you're making. So these are all my designs. Obviously there are plenty more designs you could come up with for flooring. I basically just wanted to come up with as many as possible just to kind of, you know, create that spark of creativity so that you guys would have an idea of what you can do with flooring. Hopefully this will widen your floor designs that you use in your future homes, your future houses and buildings that you make, so that they're not just like, because a lot of people just use regular wood flooring. That's boring. Everybody uses that. So try to mix it up. Use any of these designs. Use something different. Try to make your house pop and stand out from everybody else's that are made on the daily. So I hope you guys like this video. If you liked the video, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. That would be awesome. And I will see you guys in my next video. See you guys later.